Hello there, people. And welcome to yet another edition of Thief. One thing I do want to talk about before we actually get to really anything else is the fact of the matter that, well, I've been exactly thinking how to manage this time around because last video was the first failure capture that we've done all of Desire mode. It was the first time I've died. It was in, down the Bonehoard, we had that pain in the butt ladder that just was not working out for me. And yeah, I pretty much knew that was going to be a bad sequence or whatnot, but it ended up being the first time, which was pretty surprising that we made it that far. And with that in mind, I was wondering how exactly moving forward are we going to manage all that? Because the first and second times I did this were very, very different. Um, and both of them had their benefits. The nice thing about the way I did it the first time around was I had one nice little video that told you different stuff. It was a nice one video in the sequence. The second time around, it was like you had to dig through a couple like different playthroughs to find the one that was actually me doing it right. And yeah, I think I almost want to do a hybrid of those two. I think definitely like that's the best way to do it. So I'm definitely gonna label like ones that are failures and one that's like the success. That's probably like the best way I could think to do this. And another thing I'm also going to do is I don't want to. The first time I did this, the first time around, I basically was doing it through DXTory or whatnot. I would only upload the successes because it was a pain in the butt to store more than one thing on my hard drive at a time. Um, I had a very small hard drive at the time I was doing it, and DXTory records at a very massive output rate. Anyone who's ever used DXTory, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You know you're going to get like, for like hour of recording, it's going to be over like 100 gigs, maybe even 200 gigs of storage space. It's really terrible. But it makes it so that way you cannot really record anything for any length of time. Now, if you do the same exact thing in OBS, even when near top settings, the only thing I can do better is pure AVI itself. But if I'm not doing pure AVI, it's still only going to be like, I want to say like 12 gigs or something like that, usually. So it's not that bad at all. And I also have a multi-tetra hard drive now, so I can store a lot more of these. So yeah, it really is no hurt at all to store a bunch of these videos on a hard drive at one time and manage it all around. So that's one reason why I'd be more willing to show off failures and whatnot compared to the first time. But one thing that was also a big pain in the butt thing that was a limitation the first time around, I basically had to like say the narrative every single time. Like, for example, in one of the levels, I basically died like 27 times in a row in the Iron mode. That was my first time around, and the rope bug just kept getting me, so it stunk. As I kept dying and reloading and dying and reloading, and spending basically an hour and 10 minutes or so every time getting to this point, only to die. Yeah, it stunk. Um, and basically, the biggest problem about it was because I was doing it in the recording format and was only showing this one complete version, and the way I kind of do a narrative, I basically had to say a lot of the same things every single time. Now, imagine saying the same things 27 times in a row. Yeah, that first of all, that slows down the playthrough every single time, so it took a lot longer than it should have just to get to some area because I had to make a narrative of everything, show off the cutscenes, all that beautiful stuff, and yeah, it made it a lot more in the way than it could have been. It was definitely a idea for the time because I only had one video, but it definitely was annoying on my end, and definitely I probably didn't have like the same happiness or encouragement I would have had with that first time. Because that first time it's raw, I'm rambling, saying whatever. On extra times, I'm trying to say the same things, but I probably don't hit upon everything because I probably forgot something, or who knows. In any event, it made it that way just was not able to give commentary in the best way I could. And the biggest problem is the fact of the matter that now, because I'm going to be uploading every one of these, it would make it very, very redundant if I uploaded this and then said the exact same thing to another one. What's the point of watching the first one then, besides to see where I died? And show that this is how many times I died, this is a record of every single time, all that. Um, the main reason then to really do all this is every time it's going to be something different. It's going to be me doing different commentary. Usually, the first time I do a level, I'm going to do my actual commentary where I do like showcase the video, showcase all that stuff. On recurring playthroughs, I'm just going to give it more like a brief one, kind of just talk about what we need to do to get somewhere. Because we've already seen it before. It's more just dealing with the challenge of getting through. So until I get to the Hornet Quintus and get through that area, I'm not going to be that narrative and just explaining everything that's going on for like a new viewer. It's going to be more just let's do the professional challenge way. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things whereby it's probably not the most user friendly. But then again, an IM mode is not the most user friendly of things. If you're a noob, watching this is probably not the smartest move because this is not how to play the thief as a noob. Yeah, this is like trying to be a professional over here. I guess you could say, it's kind of its own challenge like ghosting is. But like I said, I feel ghosting is cheap. Um, if I was the ghost, I'd probably be, doing ghosting and have been doing ghosting for a bit. Probably record ghosting videos. Who knows? Maybe even be doing IMO ghosting runs, that see what I could pull off. But the fact of the matter is, it just kills it for me because it's so much exploitive. Anytime I've actually tried doing like an IM mode ghosting thing, see how I actually like it or whatnot, and I like it up until the point where I need to exploit something. Like, for example, Bafford's staff guard. There's no way in ghosting rules you could do that. Now, if you do it at zero damage, and like I've even talked about ranted before, I've basically done certain things where I'll shoot like an arrow, run into there, grab the scepter, and rush out before he sees me. But that's not legitimate according to ghosting. The only way to really get by ghosting is to nudge your way through, which can be challenging because he could detect you at a moment and all that. Yes, that's true, but it's still an exploit because it's tapping your way across the tile flooring. And there's other instances whereby you basically tap across flooring because you didn't have any moss arrows on hand or something like that. Um, then you have the rules of supreme ghosting, which really just kind of add extra limitations that make for more exploits. And like I said, all those just really, like I said, Banner not being able to cut down, so you're not able to get all the loot in certain missions, like we saw in Cragscraft. You can't get all the loot without Banner transmigrations or keyholing, which basically involves leaning through like a tapestry to get it. You have to like um angle yourself in such a way whereby you're like leaning to the left and then you like lean to the right and you can get through a banner. It's a funky thing. I'm not the best at getting through banners, but I actually have played with it and have gone through it, and I do know what the exploit is. It's an exploit, and it bugs me because it doesn't feel like how legitimate. It doesn't feel like how the game was designed to be played. And while it's an extra challenge to not play the game like it's supposed to be played, it just feels, I don't know, like it doesn't feel that hard to just be abusing exploits. I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't be hitting upon that. And the thing is that I guess it depends on the person because I've seen certain things whereby people will say, basically like the rules of supreme ghosting, I believe, are that there's no exploits. I believe specifically that they say in the rules that you cannot use exploits, which means that banner transmigration and certain things like that are not allowed. But then they still allow in the same thing nudging. Well, actually, no, nudging is not allowed, but basically tapping across tile surfaces is allowed, which I don't get. To me, tapping across a tile surface while making noise is still a bug. I feel that's abuse or something. Um, Really, I just feel that's yet another supreme, thing that's kind of abusing the rules and whatnot. Like I said, Supreme Ghosting could work because of the whole thing of no exploits, but yeah, like I said, the fact of the matter that you could still tap across tile floors still feels like that's an exploit to me. So maybe eventually we'll come up with a consensus. And the problem with ghosting, Supreme Ghost, and all that is the fact of the matter that you're challenging yourself to something that's not always possible to do. With item modes, you're always going to be able to complete a mission normally, so being able to complete it without saves is not a problem. It's just a lot harder to do because the fact of the matter you could die at any time. Um, but yeah, while that's legitimate, now the reason I went to platinum is because rope bugs all that going to make it so we have to go back to the beginning of a mission. I don't want to do it over and over and over at the end of time because of Blade Platinum mode. Like I said, I don't have the best of luck, so Platinum mode wouldn't be a thing for me. Just too tedious. I think that's like too extreme. um, but yeah, ghosting wise, it's just not worth it, in my opinion, to bother with trying to tap your way across surfaces or whatnot. And like I said, the fact of the matter that not every mission is designed with Ghost in mind. In fact, a lot of the original Thief missions are not. It really makes it so that way it's just not, I don't know, worth it. It feels like something that you're going to limit yourself and exactly what missions you're doing it on, how you're doing it. I don't know, it just really makes the experience feel faulty or whatnot. It's not for me. I guess at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Is it for you or not? And for me, against most people, because I know like most people who play Thief love the ghost. But yeah, for me, I'm not a ghoster. I don't think I ever will be. But what I do is iron modes. And that's what we're going to do today. Anyway, I've been rambling for 11 minutes, and we gotta get to the actual game. So yeah, what exactly are we doing today? Well, we're basically doing the second trial of Down the Bonehoard. Like I said, not as much explanation, even though we did this longer area, because I'm describing exactly what I'm doing here. But the actual game itself, I'm not going to worry about too much. We're not going to describe, like, what's in the store, or what the different difficulties is. We're just loading up the game. Let's get all the stuff we got last time. Don't worry about the freezing, people. I've seen it too. For some reason, the shop screen's always, like, a bit slow. I think it is because CPU cores or something. Usually it speeds up in, like, other versions, so I'm assuming it just has something to do with that, and this is how its way of translating this is to slow it down ridiculously. So, here we are. Alright, so let's do all this bloody stuff again and see if this time around we can get past the Horn of Quintus. I'm going to be more aware of that area being a pain in the butt now. I mean, I knew it was going to be a pain in the butt before, but hopefully we can get past that. I mean, I've done it 2 times before. I've done an entire item mode of the game, so I should be able to do it. It's just a matter of, you know. Oh, great, now I'm being careless. Garrett, don't be careless. I don't want you to die in the first few seconds of gameplay. Die! Maybe it would be a bit better on stealth with the Burricks as well. That was one thing I really was not happy about, was how I was with Burricks. Let's see here. Heal up. So I don't like to take chances at this level, and really, healing potions I'm just going to spam, even if I'm like 1 to 2 points low. This is all just a book. Nothing to really pick up here, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about both. And there's an error message. Windows loves to say, "You're running too much! Do you want to change helmet from Windows Zero to regular basic?" I wish there was like just some way I could say it, so that way it never comes up with that message. I'm going to need to look into that, actually. But yeah, too lazy to right now. We're trying to steal through things. And this area is pretty useless, so we want to just head up here, get our water arrows. So I'm mostly just kind of making sure I'm not missing anything while walking through. I have a general idea where I'm going. But I'm trying to do this a little bit professionally, so we have to kind of make sure I'm doing stuff, right? I could be rushing through this, but then I'd have to come back, and that would be fun. Yeah, I'll just do a combo with this. That way we pull down here, we shoot you, and bam. Come over here. I'm actually curious if this will come down. That pressure plate takes forever to go down. But at least it's going down right now. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, so it just takes forever to drop. Like, look at that. It had such a massive delay. I mean, seriously, if I'm standing there that long, there's a problem. But yeah, that definitely was fixed up in Thief. Later versions of Thief, at least. Definitely Thief Gold. I definitely have to check that in Thief 1.33. I believe it was changed. There's all that. Yeah, gold there. 215. That's good because we want about like 315 or so by the time we get to the Burrick tunnels. Yeah, the other way was useless, so we grab our speed potion, we grab our fire arrows, which will be useful later on. Have yet to be able to show that off because deaths. Because of death! Death, what a terrible thing. Let's just keep going this way as we march into our world of hate and hell and Burrick things. Like I said, hopefully this time around we can handle stealth a bit better than I did last time. Like, that was pretty terrible. Like, I kept failing with the Burricks to sneak properly. I don't know what I was on, but for some reason I had really bad luck with sneaking in Burricks. So yeah, I'm hoping to like do it a bit better in the main area. Like, everything else outside the main area was pretty decent. But it was like that main area with the Burricks was just terrible. And yeah, it was an embarrassment to do. This is kind of the problem about IM mode. You kind of, embarrass yourself by doing it. But that's okay. Because we will eventually do it right. One of these playthroughs. And then I'll do something else completely wrong. Hi there. I didn't mean to pick up your body. Sure though, you want to come with me? I'll also pick up your papyrus. And all these fire arrows. Thank you. I will now leave your body in peace. I don't think I hit any of those. Anyway. Even if I did, I think the delay is so long, I think I'm totally safe. Actually, I need to experiment with that room if there's actually like a massive delay in there too, because that'd be funny. That means there's absolutely no hazard really in that room in Thief 1.14. Hooray for an easier game! You can't say this is nerfed. This was the original version of the game. We're doing it legitimate. Unlike the new Dark, which is a legitimate, which is actually a nerf. See, that's the difference. Okay, gun this one. Hold on these two. Duck in this corner. Now I think we should see like a Burrick up there or something. I don't know how we're doing this. How do we tell if there's a Burrick that's going to be coming right up there? Ooh! That was close. He's getting stuck on the walls here. Oh my god, I don't think he saw me. That's brilliant. Okay, now they're alerted to me. I think I did pretty well for somebody, though, who did this. Okay, I think he lost sight of me. He saw me move around here and then kind of lost me. Okay! Sneak past me. Come on, you punk. Ta-da! And that's how you do what took me a lot longer to do in the other one. Well, that's always nice. I did something good. Now we head over here. We get to our little hidey hole. Like I said, we'll do all this right, and then watch if we still fail in the same area. You know, right now, the only thing I really care about is getting to the Horn of Quintus. And, you know, doing it right. We do that, we're in the clear! We don't? Well, we didn't really do much, did we? I mean, I get to show off me actually doing some proper stealth on these Burricks instead of the fudged first time, but it still would be pretty much me failing miserably. 365, that sounds about right. Yeah, I think usually when I get here I have 360 something, so yeah, that sounds about exactly right. Have to want to make sure because this is like the pain in the butt area to return to, so you don't want to have to do such. Darn, you saw me. It was an amazing dodger! I thought I moved. Let's actually just duck out here. Yeah, so he took a few shots. Took a lot less than he did the first time, though, because we actually got a good first shot on him. Sadly, it was kind of like he saw me at the last second or so. Because I was brightly lit up still, so no surprise, really. Overall, though, we're doing pretty well. Just look at all the beautiful glowing mushrooms. As Garrett wanders aimlessly to this world of unconscious Burricks. I wonder why all the Burricks are unconscious! The lesson here, people, is I do decent, regular stealth missions, but give me a level that has a bunch of things to climb, and yeah, that's where my Iron Mode skills would probably really be required to survive the mission. I think actually that is where I'm going to die the most, is missions where it requires a lot of scaling, climbing, all that. Really, those are the tough Iron Mode missions, if you think about it. Like, every single one I think I am going to struggle with is because of a lot of rope arrows, or ladders, or something of that caliber. It never is because of tough guards or that type of situation. Which will make Thief 2 very interesting, because that game's not so much about mantling all over the place, generally speaking. It's going to be more about very tough situations with guards, which will be interesting to see how I stealth around. And I'm actually happy for that type of change, because I prefer that type of Iron Mode to something like this, whereby it can be the game's fault that I messed up. Like I said, that ladder feels random, so how do I control that? Now, I can't jump across right now because he'd hear me on the cement, right? Of course, now he's going to get stuck in his pathway, so I can't do anything. What am I supposed to do with this? Like, seriously. If I jump across, he's going to hear me. I don't have any moss arrows. In fact, they might see me from here. That's part of the problem. I think they're not going to notice me too much, but yeah, they're like spinning in circles around here. Could you, like, go up there? Please? Please? Yeah, this is a problem, because what am I supposed to do? I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do, people. Like, how am I supposed to get there and, get the Burrick out? The only help I have is, like, jump there and somehow time this. And you gotta be crazy. Okay. Okay, they're actually going away. Perfect timing. Let me get down. Okay, they're coming back. Careful. If we could hit one without alerting the other. That's the hard part. They're going to be right next to each other. Oh, come on. The pathfinding is annoying around here. Oh god! Woo! Could you, like, stay in one area? I'm trying to knock you out. I'm amazed I haven't alerted either one of these guys yet. on! It's like so close! And then they go right up there. Quick, down! Do you see me? Do you see me? He didn't see me. Woo! That was interesting! Trying to get to them was... wow. That was crazy. Now, come on. Come on, you little bugger. Just keep coming this way. Ta-da! And that's how you take them out. Well, that was crazy. A bit more crazy than it was last time, but definitely shows, you know, how to take care of them without alerting them still. Oh, the second one always gets alerted by the first one, but you know what I mean, right? Probably not. But I'm going to move forward. I digress. And I shall ignore what I just said and continue forward. Nonchalantly. I break it in! Like a maniac. And plaid pants. And I'm taking this golden bone with me. Why? Because I'm insane! And this golden bone, it was mine! I think I might be missing a bone. Okay, let's just climb out here. And let's kill the living dead. Okay, it sounds like they're pretty close. Yeah, it sounds like they're pretty close. I think that's pretty close, people. I'm just gonna say it's close. Don't mind me. Just exterminating. I'm the exterminator. I was hired for this purpose. Where are you guys all coming from? Ah. There we are. More guys to kill. Where are you? There he is. At least they're all coming this way. And they could be coming all different directions, but no, they're all coming this way to me. Ta-da! That's how we timed it all to kill basically all these different zombies in this area. That definitely was an interesting timing situation. Now we can head back. There's a golden bone in the ground. Right around here. Hi! Are you a friend of somebody? Okay, let us head this way. We have to kind of like quickly head this way because we have a guy down here we have to kill. That's kind of why I use the holy water instead of a can. Let me move like this a little bit. Prepare the arrow and fire. Ta-da! That's how we get rid of most of these guys. Alright. This will actually be a good amount to get rid of all my water arrows. Brilliant! You guys wipe me clean, I see. But that's okay, because I have a bunch of fire arrows. For the time being, all I really care about doing is getting up and not dying. What an interesting combination that is. One that definitely cannot be repeated. 2400, an impossible goal. One we can never possibly reach, can we? Not in the sake of an iron mode, probably. Not with me behind the wheel. We only did it twice before. Over there! Everybody, just get in the corner. Thank you! Now, I'll be a nice guy and close the door behind you. Don't want to let in any bugs! I believe it's this one you want to climb to get the little golden cup. Thank you. And that way we're a bit richer. I like a few coins. Now let's see here. We also
Phoenix,
have...
you don't look so good.
Right, we also have to get Garrett to say his other little line there. Can't have Garrett not saying a line and then see it's kind of like a complete playthrough, is it?
Tunes with piped-in music. How classy.
Yay, we had Garrett say stuff! Not really sure the point of that, but sure. Garrett got to say some stuff. Aren't you happy? We got Garrett to say stuff! Now, we want to head upstairs, I guess, because there's really nothing left here. Guess it's 90 is about what we need. That sounds actually about right. There really isn't much loot throughout the rest of the mission. Most of it is with the 2 gems. Surprise! Oh boy, it's gonna block my way out. There's stinky gas. I think he's pretty close to me. Die! Die! Okay, that didn't work too well. Okay, I'll admit it. I panicked. I'll actually wait to heal. And I really should heal because we're going to get hit more falling down this. And I want to make sure in case we can survive with 1 point of health. The off chance we actually do, that'd be hilarious. But terrifying at the same time. That's basically the way to minimize damage. Like, how do you get no damage coming down? I don't know. I basically did as good as I could. That... pretty easy and straightforward, as you saw. Surprise! Sword fighting! So used to it by now. Come on! I'm too used to sword fighting enemies. Especially hammerhunts. That's my thing! That's why you come to my channel for, is to watch me murder hammerhunts with a sword. Instead of stealthing by them. Why? Because I've been saved like that. Because I suddenly think this is Doom. Doom! Actually, it was the way I kind of relaxed earlier. I basically had some Doom music going while murdering things in Lord Bafford's Manor in Cragscleft. Oh god! No! Why didn't I grab the ladder? Why didn't I grab the ladder? Come on, Garrett! There was a ladder right there. Why didn't he grab it? Oh my god, are you kidding me? He didn't grab it! Yeah! Bloody game. Bloody game. Well, I guess it's time for Trial 3! Wow. Wow. Okay, Trial 3 time.